So here we are looking at the box for the Millennium Falcon spaceship, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back edition. Got this when I was a kid. Didn't have the cat when I was a kid. And the box has some interesting storyboarding panels here as to what could take place for adventure with the toy. Love to have my hands on figures as minty mint as those are on the pictures here. So that's that. And here on the docking bay is the Falcon herself. All these years later, probably a good 30 years or so later. And as you can see, she's not in overall terrible shape. Still have the sensor dish intact. Be traversed around, and cargo mandibles are there. There never was anything in that hole. That was just a deliberate molding. The battery compartment door still fits reasonably securely, and the copper for the electronics is fairly clean. I've never actually put any batteries in there to see if the sound still works or not. I think I tried a few years ago with an old TIE Fighter or X-Wing and didn't have much success. Probably have to redo the buzzer. So the decals, such as any that it had, have all pretty much obviously long gone, except a couple that maybe had a bit of help from some masking tape held on. Masking tape was like crack cocaine for me as a child. So here we are looking at the interior of the Falcon, and as they said, it may not look like much, but it's got it where it counts. So we're looking at the gun turret. The gun's missing. Actually, half of it's there on the floor, but I might have to improvise that. And the little game table is, of course, without a decal nowadays either. The smuggling hatch opens, and there's a few decals and junk in there. I think that's just where I've generally been storing most of this stuff to keep it reasonably safe in storage. So the Falcon is here, and what I'm thinking of doing is actually maybe I've been looking at some YouTube videos of guys with Falcon model kits and how they're kind of customizing them up, throwing some LEDs in there and doing some stuff to them with airbrushes, Dremel tools, and adding some battle damage. And I'm thinking that maybe, I could do that with a new kit and just have more stuff to clutter up. Or I could take a toy which I'm not really playing with anymore, being 40 years old, and I could maybe do something with this and keep the memory of the great enjoyable toy alive, and have some kind of a hobby to work on and play with too. So we've got everything going. Landing gear looking pretty good. They still hold the ship nice and level, and I think that's something I'm going to look into. So probably you'll see more videos in this series soon as far as me getting the Falcon tuned up a little bit more and maybe looking a little cooler, get it a little cleaned up and a little more dynamic in what it can do. Okay.